Another big debate I've had on the show is this idea of psychology versus strategy. The arguments for one side is that you give two people the same strategy, you give them same education, one guy will crush it, one guy will make no progress. And therefore leaning more to it saying that the psychology is the issue. And the other argument that I've heard is you take someone like a David Goggins, the most disciplined XYZ person, but doesn't necessarily mean he'll be the best trader just because he has that backing. Where do you draw the line of strategy versus psychology?
That summarizes all down to greed. That's all it is. So we run live trading events. Say we've got 100 people in a room, we'll take a position. Everyone enters at the same price. Every single one of those 100 people have a different exit price. Some person's gone, this is going to go a bit further, I'll leave this, I'll move my stop loss, I'll drag my take profit. Someone might go, oh my God, I'm 30 quid up, done, I'll get out of it. I've made my first trade's a winner. Yeah. It all just boils down to greed. It really does. So something we work on there is building a strategy around that individual, knowing your success rate. And when you know you're going to win 7 or 8 trades out of 10, you put your hands up and say, I'm accountable for losing 3 trades. And I know it, I understand it before I've even taken those trades. And you just play the probability game. You stick to the rules, that's your success rate, and you see how long you can crush it for.
How do you bring up because it seems like you could control that exit price as well and let them know, like, this is what we're aiming for. Hey guys, announcing this is where we exit. Yeah. Do you allow that to happen for them to also see in the room, like, this guy did this guy did that, I did this, and just have that first observation?
Sometimes, because it more boils down to the competition between all of us. So say there's 4 or 5 traders taking trades. We all have our little bets and competition. Who can do the most in their period of time. So it boils down to a bit of personal competition as well. But for the guys, it's more so that you're educating them that this is an exhaustion candle. This isn't a big green bar that we're going to see a continuation. The context of where this engulfing's positioned is exhaustion, and showing them that, yes, it looks like a huge buyer's candle, but it's time to get out. So it's educating on the price actions in front of us. So once you kind of give them that heads up, that's the reason why we're closing, then as long as they copy it and understand it and learn from it, then they should be doing it. But we get all new traders trading one-to-ones to get their success rate first.
Okay. What is your philosophy or advices to traders that you come across when it comes to backtesting? Obviously, it's a broad topic, but I want to give a few more parameters. Backtesting is obviously where you can learn and test and learn your behavior and so forth, but it's also away from emotion, and you can just replay mode. You can actually find where price reversed and just zoom in and find the trade as opposed to the realities of every candle. And at the same side, I've seen people that are just backtesting forever. Like I've also seen people that are so waiting for perfection that they won't even place a trade for 6 months because they just want to master the backtesting. How do you correctly approach advising people to backtest?
Backtesting's great for training your eye to identify successful setups, which then later on fuels confidence. If they've seen it 100 times and it's worked, they're going to feel confident to pull the trigger. The only way you're going to build a success rate is by mastering a system on a one-to-one, and then back testing that to see over 100 trades, how many trades did it win. So to average it out, as I keep saying, 7 or 8 winning trades out of 10 is about right. If you're an intraday day trader. So before you even think about trading, you have to understand what this strategy, I've seen it work through my own eyes. I've got self-confidence. I can use my own money and trade and risk it. And you've got to work that success rate out yourself to then have the confidence to remove emotions, to forward test, and to actually take trades live. I think if you have that results, then that's going to take a lot of emotions out of actually taking trades, because it then boils down to a game of probabilities.
Have you seen people backtesting wrong, and how would you identify wrong ways to backtest?
I think it is this whole risk to reward game. We see it so often, like someone will take a trade and it'll be a 12-to-1 risk to reward, which is amazing, well done, like it's fantastic. To do that consistently is not possible. It's just, depending on the volume of how many trades you take. If you take a couple a year, then of course, but I think too many people are too focused on taking the perfect trade, which limits the amount of trades they take, and then trying to find these 10, 12 reward to risk ratio trades. You're going to waste way too much time trying to find that perfect setup when, as I keep saying, basics works. The market's moving, take action, because it might not move later or tomorrow. So if you have a system that works and you're using certain criteria, one of them being a bounce off a 20 moving average, then it's going to be quite simple to work out that strategy works. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's winning 8 times out of 10. I now have the belief, the confidence to not worry about the money in my account. I know how to risk manage. I can go ahead and start taking trades.